I remember the exact weight of her hand on the papers, the ink still fresh. My sister's smile was sharp, polished, too rehearsed. "Just sign, it's routine," she said. Her husband, beside her, leaned closer. I felt the grip on my arm before I even realized he was there, firm, possessive, threatening. The bank lobby smelled of polished wood and coffee, the fluorescent lights reflecting off the marble floor. I slid my fingers into my bag, careful, precise. A note, folded so small it could disappear into a seam. "Help, under duress." He didn't see me slip it to the manager, or maybe he did, and the way his hand tensed, I knew he sensed something. The manager's eyes flicked to mine. Subtle, silent acknowledgement. Then the sharp click of the glass door shutting between us. Isolation. Power shifting. I breathed slowly. My pulse was steady. Betrayal tastes metallic in your mouth, and I swallowed hard, letting it fuel me rather than weaken me. It wasn't always like this. I first met her husband at my sister's engagement party. Charming, warm, the kind of man who could laugh and make everyone feel safe. I trusted him. I trusted them. We were a family of smiles and promises. I helped plan her wedding. I celebrated anniversaries I wasn't invited to. I was blind to the cracks because I wanted to see the perfect picture. The first seed of doubt came months later, subtle. A whispered phone call, laughter I couldn't place, a late-night text that disappeared too quickly. I noticed small things. He avoided eye contact when I entered the room. She flinched when I brought up finances. Patterns emerged. Nothing confirmed, nothing overt. Just a shadow moving across the corners of my life. Then the evidence landed in my hands. Her email, forwarded by a friend who had stumbled on it accidentally. Contracts signed in secret. Funds transferred. Lies threaded into every word. Betrayal. No longer invisible. No longer deniable. I felt the urge to explode, but I stayed calm. A storm contained is more dangerous than one unleashed. I spent nights planning, calculating, mapping out every detail of their trust, every weakness. Not for revenge and anger, but for precision. Revenge and anger is sloppy. Revenge in strategy is art. I traced the money, the property, the connections. I studied contracts, bank procedures, the language they used in emails. I noted the moments they were vulnerable, the moments they felt untouchable. When the day came to act, it wasn't chaos. It was rhythm, timing, the bank, the papers, the grip on my arm, the note, the door. Everything had been orchestrated to isolate them, to expose them. As the glass sealed us from him, I watched the manager nod once, subtly. My sister's smile faltered, her grip tightening. Her husband's jaw clenched. "Just sign," she said again. The same words, but the weight shifted. The power in the sentence, once theirs, was mine now. I didn't sign. I let the silence stretch, let the moment stretch. Let them realize the game had changed. The manager approached, calm, authoritative. "Sir," he said to her husband, "I need to confirm these documents with you. Step outside, please." He hesitated, then obeyed, because the law is a leash no amount of arrogance can shrug off. And just like that, their control fractured. I watched every detail as the investigation unfolded. Funds frozen, contracts voided, lies revealed to the authorities and our family. Their carefully constructed narrative collapsed like a house of cards. Her laughter, once so light and contagious, became sharp and brittle. His charm, once unassailable, now worked against him in interrogations and public records. I didn't gloat, not aloud. Silence is louder than any scream when it's paired with justice. I observed, calculated, waited. Every step they took to save themselves only tightened the noose I had been weaving quietly for months. And now, standing at the bank after it was over, I let myself breathe. No triumph in shouting, no need to gloat, just a quiet, hard satisfaction. The ones who thought they could manipulate, threaten, and deceive had fallen, and I had risen, controlled, intelligent, untouchable in my calm. I walked out of the bank, the sunlight warm on my face, my sister's eyes darting, her husband's jaw tight. Their world, once so secure, was now exposed to reality. My world, once shaken, was steady. I carried no joy in their suffering, only the fierce clarity of justice served. The note I had slipped under the door, that tiny whisper of defiance, had set everything in motion. One moment, one silent act, and years of deceit unraveled. I hadn't needed force, hadn't needed confrontation. I had needed only patience, strategy, and the courage to act when the time was right. As I walked away, I understood something vital. Power isn't loud. Power doesn't scream. Power waits, watches, and strikes when the target thinks they are untouchable. And they were untouchable until I chose otherwise.